Yes. So now I am dealing with the ninth chapter of the textbook. In the last class, we have dealt with the first chapter, that is the Indian economy on the eve of independence. So we have looked through what was the scenario, or what were the scene of India during the colonial rule. That is before 1947. What was the condition of India's agricultural sector, industrial sector, demographic transitions, all those things, or occupational structure, all those things we were looking through in the first chapter. Now for the sake of convenience, I am jumping to the ninth chapter. So ninth chapter is the environment and the sustainable development. That is the very easy subject or concept that you can get in the Indian economy concept or Indian economy subject. So environment, we have to start with environment. Environment is the totality of all the inheritance as well as the resources in an economy. So that means environment. So yes, so environment, that is the totality of all inheritance as well as you take all the resources that is available in the economy to get environment. So we live in an environment, right? So all those surroundings, when we take it together, you name it as environment. So environment is also named as surroundings. What you can say is all the surroundings taken together where we live is called environment. So you have four functions of the environment to look through. First one is it supplies resources. Resources, in the case when you come to resources, it is both non-renewable resources and renewable resources. So renewable resources means when you can recreate that resources. Okay, solar energy, wind energy, all those things comes under the renewable resources. And non-renewable resources, on the contrary, you cannot create back. Once it is exhausted, you cannot take it back or create it back. So, such resources are called non-renewable resources. So here I need to do I want you people to do an activity here. You have to find out 5 non-renewable resources and 5 renewable sources and post it to me. Okay. So moving on. So first function of the environment is to provide resources. That is, environment provides resources, both renewable and non-renewable. Then second is it assimilates wastes. See, if you look at the waste management, what we follow, we directly throw away to the environment, right? So we are not even looking that if it is getting what you can say, it is getting onto the environment, or it is not even matching with the environment. See, like plastic waste, when we dispose plastic waste, it is recommended that we should not we should not put the plastic waste in the environment, because it is not getting degraded with the environment. So that is why we are telling, or we have government, or what we say is that plastic wastes are not degrading with the environment, so we should not use it. So if you look through all the wastes, or all the waste, whether it is biodegradable waste or degradable waste, we actually put in the environment. We doesn't even care about where it is degradable or non-degradable. Okay, so waste assimilation is the one of the major function that is performed by environment. Then it sustains life by providing genetic and biodiversity. And the last one is it also provides aesthetic services like scenery, waterfalls, all such things. Okay, so these are the 4 functions which are performed by environment. So environment means it is the whole collection of inheritance of the environment and also the resources which are available in the environment. So that is environment, we call it as. And also the functions of environment, that is, it provides resources, both renewable and non-renewable. It assimilates wastes. Then it sustains life by providing genetic and biodiversity, and also it provides aesthetic services like scenery, waterfalls, all such natural things. Okay, so these are the functions of environment. And see, talking about environment, it has a carrying capacity. That means we extract natural resources, right? We extract renewable resources. So carrying capacity means, because if the environment possesses carrying capacity, it means that the extracting the level of extraction should not exceed the level of usage or level of degradation. What is degradation? The using, what you can say, the level at which we use the resources, that is degradation. So it should not go beyond the level of extraction. That means there should not happen a point where we cannot have an extraction of these resources. Okay, so we should actually use these resources. See, natural resources, all of us want natural resources to use. All of us want natural resources to sustain. So likewise, a generation is also waiting in the future. So that means a future generation also needs the resources, the natural resources, the same way we use. Okay, there actually enters the concept of sustainable development. So that is the carrying capacity. Carrying capacity means the level of extraction should not exceed the level of the level of degradation. So that means it actually, you have to use very carefully. You should not use it carelessly. Okay, you should not overuse it. You should not misuse it, or you should not overutilize it. See, our future generation is waiting for using it. So we don't have any right to curtail their using right. So that means whatever right we have now on the natural resources, it's the same right they also have. The future generation is also having on the natural resources. So that means we are not like, we don't have any right to like what you can say, take away their rights to use the resources by misusing or overutilizing it. So there actually enters the concept called sustainable development. And now we have to, like, in the last part of the chapter, we will be looking through in detail the sustainable development. Now it is the, like, now coming back to the topic, carrying capacity. So an environment has a carrying capacity. So if it is going beyond the carrying capacity, you can very well conclude that the what you can say, the environment is going on a degradation rate. Okay, the environment is getting degraded. Degraded means we are using our resources more than what we have to use. Okay, so that is degradation of the resources. Whenever you take any book you take for Indian economy, you will be watching this word, that is degradation of environment. See, now we are in such a position that, like, we have turned our economy in such a way that our resources are getting depleted or degraded. That means we, the citizens, the present population is using in such a way that it is getting degraded. It is getting degraded more, I have to say. Okay, so that is carrying capacity. And like next comes the absorptive capacity. Absorptive capacity means an environment has some what you can say, some ability to withstand the absorption, or you can say withstand the degradation. Like you have, it's a carrying capacity, like that is somewhat same. See, absorptive capacity, we say that we have a tolerance level, right? The same tolerance level is the absorptive capacity of the environment. That is, it has a tolerant level for absorbing degradation. If you go beyond that, see, when flood came, we told we have like what you can say, the nature has reached the absorptive capacity. That is why nature is like what you can say, firing back to us in the form of natural disasters, earthquakes, floods, what you can say, volcanic eruptions. All those comes when the absorptive capacity of the environment goes beyond the limit. Okay, so absorptive capacity of the environment means it is the what you can say, ability to absorb degradation. If it is going beyond any thing, that is what, like, you have to curtail it. We have to manage our use of the resources. So now we will be continuing that in the next section.